Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Simone Nicole back at it again with another video. I just wanted to show you all how I wax my underarms at home with sugar wax, because I only use sugar wax when I get my Brazilians done, when I do my underarms. The only place that I don't do sugar wax is my brows. And the reason why I started doing the sugar waxing at home on my underarm area was because of just like cost reasons. I cannot get my vagina well because, you know, I'm only one person, but I can definitely do my underarms. And since we are all sitting in the house and we do not have the service providers readily available to us anymore, we're gonna have to start to DIY some things. And I got this kit from Amazon, which I will talk to you about, and I'll tell you the brand of everything. So everything is super duper accessible and you can definitely do this at home. And I've tried a few wax kits and this is definitely for sure my favorite that I have found. Before we get into the video today, I would like to do my subscriber shout out of the day. And today's subscriber shout out is going to go to Miss Sarah Bree, or Sabri Official. Sorry girl if I'm mispronouncing your name. She commented on one of my story times from when I was in Atlanta, and she said, "Girl, I live in Atlanta, and when you said $200 for 4 nights, I knew it was downhill from there." Listen, I completely agree. We all know that I learned a big lesson from that trip, and you will understand the story if you go ahead and watch the video. I will link it right here. It was a learning experience. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, Miss Sarah Bree, you were very correct. And I would just like to say thank you so much for being subscribed to my channel, for supporting my content, and for being able to joke around about how all of us can make some very dumb mistakes sometimes. And with all that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay, hello. I am here and I've taken off my previous ensemble. The sugar wax that I use is the NADS Natural Sugar Wax. I first found this at my job when I was working at Ulta, and I just bought it on a whim because I was really looking for a sugar wax kit that would work. And then once I ran out of the first one that I bought, I rebought it on Amazon. So the link will be down in the description box below for you to buy it. I believe that the kit is no more than $13, and if you are a Prime member, then you get free shipping on it. So it's very, very affordable, seeing as I probably get, I would say, I've only bought it twice, and I've probably been waxing my underarms for about a year now. So I probably wax every 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. Because if you've ever gotten waxed before, and I'm sure that you have if you're watching this video, your hair grows back pretty slow. And I let my hair grow fully in before I wax because it's just easier that way. If you try to wax on super duper short hairs, then you're not gonna grab all the hairs, and it's just the whole thing. Why do I choose to use sugar wax? I like sugar wax because it is extremely simple. It is literally, if it's a good sugar wax, it should just have basic ingredients, which is sugar, water, and lemon juice essentially, and that's basically what is in this wax. So I really liked that about it. And when you sugar wax, you get a much softer result. So I started getting sugar wax when I got my Brazilians, and one day I just had to do my underarms and I could just never go back. And like I said, I do it at home just for cost reasons. When you get the kit, you get the wax, of course. They say that you can use it hot or like warmed, but it's not necessary. I personally do feel that it's necessary to use it warm. So I warmed it up before I started filming. So it is like pretty liquidy right now. This is not the traditional sugar wax where it's like in a ball and then you like put it on a bunch of times and then rip it back a few times. That's not this. It comes with a wooden stick, which I've already used to toss the wax around. You want to be really careful if you do choose to heat it up, because sugar holds a lot of heat for a very long time. So you got to be very, very careful with that, because you will burn yourself, and it does take a long time for the sugar to cool down. But if you do overheat it on accident, you just want to stir it to help that heat come out of it. It would be good if you had a wax warmer, but I don't. I just put it in the microwave, and at some point I probably will go back and reheat this up just to make sure that it stays warm. You just don't want to burn yourself, so you just want to use personal judgment with that one. And then before I got on camera, I washed my underarms with this pre-waxing cleansing soap. I do always do this before I shower because sugar wax is very sticky. So I don't want to just wax and then move on with my day. And I also don't want to wax and then go wash my underarms and then come back to it. I would rather just do it before I get in the shower so I can wax and then exfoliate and do everything else that I usually do in the shower. So that's my personal choice. You can do whatever you want to do. I have these wax strips, which I absolutely love because they're environmentally friendly. You can recycle them. All you do, since sugar wax is water soluble, all you do is take the strips, put them down in water, and all of the hair and the wax all just dissolves. And then my last ingredient that I use is cornstarch. And I like to use cornstarch as a drying agent under the arms. It's natural. I didn't want to put like baby powder. I guess you could, but you know, like baby powder kind of gives me the willies because they're going through like a class action lawsuit and this whole thing. The person that does my Brazilian sugar waxes, she uses cornstarch, and I always really loved my results with her. So if she uses cornstarch, then I'm gonna use cornstarch. The last thing that you are going to need is gloves, but I don't have any. I don't know where mine are. You want to use, I believe it's pronounced nitrile gloves, but I don't have them. They're a specific type of glove that works really well for like cosmetology kind of things. They're not going to be household gloves. They're not going to be kitchen gloves. That's not what they are. They're a specific type of glove. And if I can find some on Amazon, which I'm with this whole Miss Corona right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any nitrile gloves on Amazon, but if I can, then I will link them down below. After all that long spiel, I will show you all kind of my process as to what I do. I'll zoom you guys in close to my underarm so you can kind of see what I do. And then after a while, I will just let some music play and you can watch me just go through the whole waxing process. Okay, hello, we're up nice and close. So I'm gonna show you my underarm, and yes, she is hairy. Where I like to always start is actually like I work from top to bottom. A lot of people work from like the top of the crease. Like most people have a natural crease in their underarm, that's mine. And most of my hair grows on the top as opposed to the bottom. So I just like to get all this done. If you were like a regular waxer, then you would try to get all of this done, but that has not personally worked for me. So I kind of go in small sections and then just work my way from top to bottom. So we are first going to apply the cornstarch, and I just literally like dip my fingers in and then just pat it on there. And this is again to like dry off any sweat, perspiration, maybe water from when you washed with the bar of pre-soap. And at this point, regular people will have on gloves, please keep in mind, but I'm a savage clearly. So I'm gonna get my wax and I'm gonna take about that much. With sugar wax, you want to go in the direction of hair growth, not opposite of the direction of hair growth. And they also explain that in the directions. The problem is that my underarms do not grow, or the hair does not grow all in a consistent direction. So a lot of the times, even though I've waxed plenty of times, a lot of the times I will mess up and go in the wrong direction. And I will show you what happens on the strip when that happens, because it becomes very obvious. And then I just go back in, change up my direction, and then rip from there. So at the top, I always like to go up, but I also haven't waxed in a while, so I could be very wrong. But it's a trial and error thing. You're at home. It's not a big deal if you mess up the first time, because when you mess up, it doesn't hurt at all when you rip off the strip, because the hair didn't grab to it. So I applied up with the wax, so I'm going to rip down with the strip. That's the thing. Whatever way you apply the wax, you want to go in that opposite direction to tear it off. And I guess I never addressed, like, does it hurt? Sure. It's nothing crazy, honestly. If you ever gotten your vagina waxed before, this isn't anything because you don't have as many nerve endings in your underarms. And then I like to take basically a fist, and I will place the fist like on where I just put the wax, and then I'll take my thumb, grab, and then I'll just pull down in a swift motion. And that one I can tell got a lot. I could feel it, but it's such a quick sensation. And that is the hair that came off. Gross, it's a lot. I know, you can see she balled up under there. I'm gonna go basically back over here to grab the rest of that. And the wax feels like literally lukewarm, which is fine, but it's not gonna last me through the other side. So I'm definitely gonna have to warm that back up. But I'm going to, I take the same strip because like in a professional environment, you definitely wouldn't do that, but you're at home, it's just you. So you can afford to like just take the same strip and then just not use the part that you just used. And I'm gonna do the same thing, press down pretty firmly and then just rip down. And then the other hair came off. Boom. So I'm just gonna keep on going through this underarm, and then I will stop and let you guys know if I've made any mistakes or if anything has changed. But besides that, I'm just gonna keep on going through this waxing process. Okay, so something that I didn't mention, I do not flip these over and use the back because I found that the wax being on both sides just makes it less effective. So we're gonna move on to a new strip, and we have gotten most of our underarm done with just one strip. So that's why I like to use the method that I just used. So let's just get back into it. Okay, so we're basically, this is like, I like to call it like my first go around. I'm gonna take a paper towel and then my spray bottle, wet that, wipe off any excess wax because again, it is a sugar wax, so it is water soluble. And then I am going to go ahead and put some more cornstarch on that boy. If you were in like any relative pain the first time, this is gonna be like a lot less because there's a lot less hair. And we're just gonna repeat those same steps everywhere to make sure that we got everything. Hello. I actually moved on to the second underarm because I felt like there was no need to show you guys. But as I mentioned in the video before, where you will know that you're going in the wrong direction is because you'll put it on and then you'll rip it off and nothing will come off, as you can see from this strip. But if you look at this, the camera isn't quite focusing on it, but you can see that there's like this group of hairs right here that's like clearly wet with wax, but the hairs didn't come off when I pulled the strip off, and it's because I put the wax in the wrong direction. So that's what I was referring to. So I treated this underarm like I treated my other underarm. I was going up. So with this middle portion, I'm gonna go down. I might have to go to the side. This crease in this particular underarm, my left underarm, is just a little more difficult. That's why I started with my right, because my right is just a lot easier. So I'm just gonna show you guys how I correct this. This brings us to the end of today's video. As you saw, the process can go awry sometimes, or one of your underarms can give you a little more difficulties than the other one. For sure, I always know that this underarm is going to be a lot simpler than this girl. I don't know. She just gives me a little bit more difficulties, as you saw in some of the footage. But I mean, you're at home, it's a trial and error kind of thing. I want to make very, very clear, if I didn't say it in the beginning of the video, I am not a professional and I am not professing to be a professional. I made this video for people like me to be able to do their waxing services at home during this time where we are unable to go out and get it done by a professional. So that is the end of today's video. If this video was helpful for you, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and to comment down below and let me know how, or if you have tried this kit before, or if you plan on trying it. I really, really like it. It is hands down the best kit that I've ever used, as I reiterated at the beginning of the video. And I believe that that is all that I have for you all today. Remember to keep positivity in your life, because positivity breeds positivity, and we have absolutely no time for negativity in 2020. Stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy. And I think that you guys always think I'm gonna end the video right there, but I'm not, because what is it time to do? Watch some more of my videos, which gonna be right here.